Hello everybody, Assalamualaikum. This is Wilsa, and yeah, I'm going to start with the series of Python here. So last time I just gave you intro of that, right? So the last, just before I gave you the intro of Python, what are its features, what are its applications, what is actually Python, and where in the world it is, why so popular here, right? Now coming to the next part here, uh, let's start with the coding. See, Python can be done in any other thing, like you're having Jupyter Notebook, VS Code, Rapplet, Google Colab, and many other Python compilers you're having. So the best thing here, you just go search Google Colab if you are not having anything like just Jupyter Notebook, you know, VS Code, anything. If you don't have this two or anything, right? If you're very new, you the very first to that, you don't know anything about Python, and you can never start wrote your first code in that. So don't worry, no need of that. Okay. And here the best thing is you just have to go to Google and search Google Colab. See, just write Google Colab, and the first link which you will get, just click on it. So Google have created kind of Python compiler, we can say, which is very useful for us, which are which have we can easily access that, use. Okay, so it's better and good for learning Python, practice sheet, we can say. So after coming that, here you have to sign in. Okay, you just have to sign in, and yeah, there you go, you're ready with that. And click to the new notebook. Then here it will open. Your file will just open. See, it is. So, see, this is Google Colab here, as I told you, right? And this Google Colab, in this, we can write code as well as text. See, some uh, people will be like, yes, I need some text to write. Other than code, I want to write some text so that it will be understandable for you. Yeah, that's another thing we are having comments, but yeah, yes, text help us get to know well, because we just write in a separate cell, right? So first of all, we'll rename. You can rename your file as, extension will be this only. This will be the extension dot ipynb. Okay, this will be the extension. You can rename like first as day one uh, of Python. Okay, the first day one of Python. You can name it. Here, this usually is for code. If I just click, I'll get new cells. And this is for text. If you want to write anything, you can just write. Okay, this is for text. And if you're getting like you're feeling, yeah, I don't want this cell, just click to delete. 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 Easily you can get. Once you go to that cell, if I just click this cell, see, I'm getting. If I just click this cell, I'm getting this up. Delete. And before start writing code, make sure you're going to connect this. So it will just connect to the machine. It will just store your data easily. Okay, directly it will store the data here. Now the thing here is, see, the first if we can say as a tradition of every program, like whatever we say, see, we'll start with writing print bracket, and let us write hello world, and shift and enter. See, you can either run from here, or after writing your code, when you are done with your code, just hold shift and enter. Means shift plus enter, if you just do, you will get this. Your code will run, means it will give you output. So you can either click here the button, or you can just go shift and enter. That's it. The main thing is, see, if I write here print, and if I write like E, anything, any letter, If I just run from here, what happens? It's only run. Okay, again. See what I did. I'll just erase everything. Print, and if I write anything what, if I just write and if I just click this button, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just zoom here. Yeah, I think that's, if I just click this button is for run. Click this button, your code will run. You'll get that. Now I'll show you what will happen when we use shift plus enter. If we just do shift plus enter, your code will run, as well as it will just give you a new cell. If I just write here, if I just select and print bracket, see below this already I'm having a cell. Okay, now when I just write anything here, hello, and if I just put enter, it directly goes to the next cell, or it will create shift plus enter. Either it will go to the next cell or it will make a new cell, it will create a new cell. Again, print bracket. You can even use single quotes. See here, from that time I was using double quotes. Now see, I'm using single quote. I'm writing noise, and if I just click shift, if I just press shift and enter, it is creating me a new table. Again, if I run the above to this table, it will take to the next table. Got it? So this is what we'll have. If you just click run button, it will just run it. Neither it goes in the next cell, neither it will create a new code cell for you. Okay, coming to the next here, text. So see, text is for writing anything. Like if you want to write heading, like I'm starting with data types. Okay, like if I just write here data, oh, so yeah, here data types. Okay, data types. If I just again do shift enter, I'll get that. How I got, again I'll just show you. I'll do one thing. I'll just delete this, and even I'll just want to delete this and this. I'll click here this one. See text. I click to text. A cell will be opened. See, I want to write a heading, so I'll just click here. If you don't want to write a heading, you just remove this. You just remove the hash. If you write the hash, it's like same like you're having heading. Okay, so for headings, for bigger text, you can use this. Okay, so here, if I just write here data types, my heading is data types. I'll write data types and enter. If I write 1.1 and like this, or you can even just go for this. Okay, list of items. So let's just go back. Yeah, so now see, I want to write here what are data types. Now we are starting with Python, the first code we have written here already. Now we are just writing what about Python. We are just starting about Python, beginning with that. Okay, so the first thing we are going to learn is data types. What are data types? See, the name itself tells what type of data we are writing. Data types, it's a type of data. Okay, type of data we are writing. This is what it says. So what do you mean by data types? Data types are nothing but type of data you're writing. Example, if I write any number like 1, if I write 5, if I write like 50899 something, if I write -8 with 59, if I write any negative number, positive number, anything, okay, these all numbers including 0 are nothing but integers. They are called integers, right? So the first data type we are going to learn is integer. Integer. Integer means positive values, negative values and all. Other than integers, we are having string. Nothing but text. So string here is nothing but, text. Talking about text, like for writing string, this is a most important thing, that you're going to either enclose it into a single quotes, or you're going to use double quotes. You can write a whole word using this. You can use single quotes for writing any word, anything. Okay, so you can use that. So if you're writing a string like text in a simple language, we have to use either double quotes or single quotes. Okay, so now next, other than string, we are having a type of data called float. What are float? Float are decimal numbers, decimal numbers. So like 1.2, 0.3, 1.7, or you can say 5.81, and it can be a negative also. Okay, it can be negative 5.851, 5.84.8, anything, any. So all decimal values, all of them, they are just called as float. Okay, these are float numbers. And other than that, you'll hear this first time, that boolean data type. Boolean data type. Boolean data type. What are these boolean data types here now? If you talk about boolean data types, these are nothing but, like true or false. If you're getting any value as true or false in that form, they are nothing but called as boolean data types. So what are that boolean data types here? So basically they are like true or false values, the values which are true, which give us true or false, which return us true or false. So hey Moise, is like we have true or false here? Yes, definitely you have. For checking something, we use true or false. For returning some value, so we use true or false. They are nothing but called as boolean data types. Okay, so this many type of data types we have learned: integer, float, string, boolean. Okay, this all data types now which we have learned, these are primary data types, and other than that we are having secondary data type also. So after writing this text, I'll just write shift and enter. There you go. See here, this is my code, this is my heading or data type. If I want to edit this, double click on this. If you are done with the code, shift and enter. Okay, so if you are done, shift and enter. If you want to edit, you can just go for edit, shift enter. Okay, I hope everything is clear for you. Now let's just jump to the data types here. If I write x equals a, no, x equals 5, so what happens here? X equals 5, and if I write x, shift and enter, I'll get the value. Okay, if I write y equals 2.3, and if I write y, I'll get y value here. Okay, if I just write z equals 6.3, or let us take some string value, text. If I write that, and if I just shift and enter, I'll get text. Okay, what I'm doing here, after writing, either you can do shift and enter, or you can run the code. So two ways here you can run the code, either by doing shift and enter or this. Okay, by two of these things you can do. Now see, either you can write x here, or you can just directly take a new cell, and write print x. Okay, print y, print z. And yes, see, x value. What was x value? 5. It returned us 5. What was y value? Y value was 2. It returned us 2. What was z value? Z was storing a value like text. And we got that. So these are the data types. This is how we'll print. So here, before knowing data types, this x, y, and z are the variables. Okay, these are variables which are storing some value. X is having some value 5, y is having some value 2.3, z is having some value text. It's just having some value string data type. So it is to each of the variable is used to store some value. We are using here to store the value. Okay, each of this we are using here to store the value. Here. Okay. Now here, okay. So got it. See, I'm giving you 2 minutes time. Just start printing this. Here, I'm not just going to make you learn. I'm not just going to make you sit and see what I'm doing. No, I am even making you to do practice. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Start writing. See, check if you're having any doubts. If you're getting some doubts, let me know. It's not like you're just coming, watching, and just going. No, coming here, you have to open Google Colab, type Google Colab and Google. Do it Google. Go search, click on Google Colab, sign in if you have never done. So sign in, click on your notebook in pop-up window, and when you will get this, first thing you have to do is connect. Okay, got it? Great. Come on. So what we have done, we have printed some text, some message we can say. Okay, some string values. It is not mandatory that we should only write this thing, only print. Can we write like you said, can we just write a number also in print? Let's check if you have any doubt, something like, hey Moise, can we print 9 also here? Let's check. Let's run and check. Yes, you can. It is printing an integer value. You don't need any variable separately. So every time it's not mandatory that you should store. You need value of x for some particular case. We'll just go ahead and we'll check out all of that. If I just add one more text, can we write a float value? Let's check that also. Can we write float value? Print 2.3. Let us write 0.3. Let understand. Yes, it is. See here. See, if I write 0.3, or if I write print without 0, this is okay. If I write just without 0, if I just write 0.3, see here, if you see the difference here. I wrote 0.3 and as well as I just wrote zero point 0.3. It is Python is so intelligent programming language, you can say that it just understand what type of variable we are writing. It understands what you have to keep in there. Okay, it will just give a 0 before that. We don't need to write 0 there. It will directly understand, okay, this is a decimal number, so I only have to keep that. If no 0 is, it will add up there. You understand that? Yes, good. Okay, so I hope you all have done this thing. Okay, if you haven't done, pause the video. Okay, and start doing this. Now, coming to the next part here. So what we have done, we have printed this. We can even print string, we can print an integer, we can. Okay, you showed everything. What about the boolean? You told the new data type. It's not a new data type actually, it's new for you, not for the Python. Make sure you remember that. Print. Do we need double quotes for true? Let's check. TRU. You see, here Python is case sensitive. It means if a letter is written in capital, it should be there in capital. You cannot make it in small. It means if it is in uppercase, you should write in uppercase. If it is lowercase, write it in lowercase. For true, the starting letter is capital, means in uppercase, and the other in lowercase, means small. If you print, it will give you print. True. See, now you'll get a doubt. Hey, you don't need to write. You don't need to use double quotes here. Is it not a string? Can we write it in the string? Yes, we can definitely write it in the string. By the way, if I just select and if I shift and the quotes, I'll get. Okay, you don't need to add one quote here, then come to the next word letter and write the other quote. You just have to you just have to select the text and write the double quotes. True, you will get there. Okay, and other than that, yes, still it runs. It will give you true. I'll show you the difference also. But see, you're writing this thing without quotes, but still it is printing. How it is possible? The thing is, it is a data type, right? If I other than true, if I just write some other thing, te also, tr also, if I write, it will give me an error. Why so? Tr is not any does not come in boolean type or any data type. See, if you have to write any text other than true or false for this case, you just have to make sure that you are enclosing it with double quotes. That is the thing you should make sure and run. There you go. If not, if not, if you're writing true or false, you just have to write true true. See the color change for each and every data type, each and everything, the color change. See, for print, I'm getting different color. When I'm keeping the brackets, I'm getting different color. When I'm writing a string, I'm getting some different color. Okay, for different data types, we have different data, we have different things. Okay, make sure you are getting this. If you're having any doubt, comment section is open for you. Open the comment section and start reading there. And see, I'm definitely going to read all of that. So yeah. Okay. So Boolean data type. We have written each and every. We can print each and every data type without declaring it with a variable. The main declaring with a variable means just like giving x equals to 5. If I just write print 9, print 5 also, I'll get my value. Print 5, I'll get my value here. Okay, you're understanding that? So data types here x, which is an integer directly. Now, okay, you have printed and shown me, and without this also, if I just without print, if I just write x here, as x have already been declared, means declared in the sense it has already, we have given some value for x, and if we without writing print statement, if we just write x, yes, it will print. Now you'll ask, okay, then why are you writing this xyz? Suppose print statement for writing xyz. Why are we using print? In spite, just we can just write x and y. Okay, fine. What if in the same cell you want to print x and y? Here I wrote x and y. If I just run this, it will just give you the last value, last variable value. Before, if it was just a single quote, it was giving x. Now if it is double, it is giving the last value. But when I write in print, check it out, it gave me all values x, y, z, and how the order was. Okay, now, okay, you told everything, fine, we understood. Now the doubt is how to know that the so and so data type is string, so and so data type is integer. How we can get to know that? So we just have to go write type parenthesis. Okay, just open parenthesis and here write the variable x. It will give you int. Okay, type. Okay, let us one more time. Type, type, parenthesis, and the variable in which you have showed the value. Y. What is the y value? Y value is 2.3. Decimal value means it's a float. It is directly give you a float. Yes, it gave you float. If I write type and if I write z, so tell me now, question. Just question this. Is z what? What type of data type? Text. Text is what? String. It is a string. Does it return string? Yes, it will return string because it is a string data type, right? Type function is used to know the type of data you are writing. Print function to get the output. We have learned print statement, two things: print function, type function. Print for give output, type for getting the type. Now if I just write here, see the difference here. If I just write type x, I'm getting string. If I enclose this in bracket and write, if I just write here print type C. Before, when I just wrote type Y or type Z, it gave me string. But when I enclose this type again in the print function, type function is getting enclosed in print function. So when I write this, see, it is giving me here some name as class string. So class here means a family of string. Okay, it belongs from family of string. So class means of just like family, you can understand. Okay, same if I just write the same thing for x y z, and it will just give me the class int. Here if I just go for y, see, x value which was 5. Okay, x value which was 5, it gave me class int. Yes, 5 is an integer. Float which was 2.3, 2.3 is a float value. String which I wrote enclosed in the text, there is nothing but called a string here, right? So class here means family, anything we can say. So don't get like, when I wrote only type function, I got int. But when I wrote print and enclosed it into type, right? When I wrote type and enclosed into print, I got this thing. So, correct? Yeah. Now, there comes the thing. So, here, now you have to just question and answer. Here, if I am writing, what is this? If I just write A, B, C, is it a string or this is your first question? Let us write this thing in text so that you'll understand text. And let's delete this. If I just write here in text, okay. So question 1, let's make the heading as question. Okay. Question. And the first question is, what type of data type is this? Oh, okay. Second, what is this data type? Third, what type of data is this? 2.3. These are 3 questions. And the best thing, see, stop the video and understand the thing and answer the question. Okay. Now, let's just move for that. See, the answer for the first question is, okay. Answer for the first question is, what you'll get is this. It is int. Definitely, those who told int, it is absolutely correct. If you are writing here, second one is it string? Yes, the second one is string. And the one who told third one is float, yes, definitely you're going to be wrong there. Float? No, it's not float. You are absolutely wrong there. It is not float. float. It's not a float. It is also a string. Now you say why? Why it is string? But it is having value 2.3. But I say that you just see anything. I told you any number, anything. If you just enclose it in the single code or double code, it will be counted as a string 2.3. If we remove this thing, if 2.3 simply like this, 2.3, it is a float. But if it is enclosed in single bracket, single quote or double quote and written anything, any number, any word, if it is any letter, if it is written in single quote or double quote, okay, so that codes that indicates it's a string. It is a string. That's it. Okay. Okay, you told, but we need an proof. Let us prove that also, right? Print type, we'll declare some number here. Uh, O equals 2.3. Okay, this was the thing. If we write O and if we run, see, string. It gave me string. If I just remove the string now, what it will give me? It is giving me float. Got that? Make sure you understand this thing. Understand this. Okay. Now. Before, in the starting of that, just before you saw, I wrote a string as well as with a number. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. That's why I wrote, right? If I just write here this thing, print, and what I have to do, I have to write, see, whatever you want. First, if you want number, let us take here, you want a message, right? This is value of x, and you have to enclose that message or the string in the double quotes, place a comma after that and write anything like I want x value to be printed here. See, a message with x value. I can even write here comma again if I'm writing some other data type, comma, and this is value of y. Okay, and comma and write y. See, this is value x, this is value y. So you can write string, integer, float, anything in there. Okay, it means it is not mandatory that every time you write message then text. No, you can even write first text then message x y. See, 5 is a x value and we got. Okay, so variables are even to just call the value here. Okay, so this was about a sim, but this is not done with. We are not done with this thing yet. Okay, we're not done yet with this. Here, let us understand one more thing. Nothing but called as type conversion. What is type conversion now? See, the word itself says we are doing some conversion, type conversion. So type here means data type and conversion means we are converting a data type into another data type. A string to an integer to a string, okay, and other things. Yeah, let us check. So if I'm having some value, let us make a heading here first. Let us delete this, and yeah, we'll have some heading here. See, if I just open the text, if I open the text, I'll just delete this and I'll show you this. If I just click on text and next, if I'm having So I was here saying you that, see, if I write text, click on text, and suddenly if I just go to the next text, it will give you double click here to enter. So you can double click to edit this. Okay, so we are starting with conversions. Here we are starting with conversion. I'll just conversions. Okay, conversions from here. So let us have a look here how I can get this. See, if I'm writing x equals 2, and if I want to convert this x, what I will do, or let us do one thing, let us understand this thing. If I write x equals 2, and if I write x equal y equals 3, and here if I write here two values, see, remember, whenever we add two values, two string, it will just get concatenate. Means if we add, suppose, a message, I'll just try to show you here. I just show you. If I write print, let us declare, it will be very easy for you. Y equals something, um, equals moz f equals syd, or let us take sd, so id. So if I just want to concat, if I just add e plus f, it will concatenate without any space. It's going to concatenate, means it is going to mix up two things, whatever it is in whatever format. First e, then f. If I write f plus e, let's see, yes, first it will be print f, then it will go for e. So it will get concatenate, the strings will get concatenate. Don't, here also, if I just add up 2 and 3 are strings. Okay, now if I add x plus y, it will give me what it will give me, return me whether it will return 5 or not. Let's check. It is returning 23. And how? I told you that whenever we write two strings and add them, it will get concatenate. So 2 and 3 becomes 2 3, means which is 23. We see, usually read 2 3 as 23. But now what if I want this to be become as int? So what I can do here is, I can either do two things. Int x, I can type, I can just convert this x from string to int. So int I'm using here to make it as integer. String, it is in string, I'm making it into this. Now see, if I write here x plus y, or in place of x plus y, let us name here some numbers as, c equals this and d equals this. So what is c? C value is storing an integer value of x, means x is 2, but now c is storing 2, which is a integer. X is storing also 2, but it's a string. C is storing value 2, but it is an integer. Same goes for d. 2 plus 3, I mean c plus d. See the answer, what you'll get. 5. Before what was it? It was like this. See, here in Python we also have comments. So if I just do control plus front slash, it will get commented. Again, for control plus front slash, it will be again to the normal. So before x plus y, it was like 23. If I just write, oh, here I just forgot for this. So here, yeah. So here we are having cd, that's what it's writing. If I just write x and y, it is giving me 23. Okay, when if I just write c and d, c plus d, it gave me 5. Now is it really important that I should write here c, then write it in the declare a variable, like writing c here, then storing c with an integer value of x? We can do it here, yes. In print also, let's check whether we can do it in print or not. int c. Actually, we are converting x, right? Int x, int bracket y. Yes, you can do without writing a variable directly. You can write c equals to, or writing that all things. You can directly write int of x this, int of y is this. Okay. Now where I need that to know store some value, why I need to convert that? Why I need to convert? Why I need conversions? See, you sometimes write some program and the input which you will get is a string. In Python, we'll take input. We are having a function for input. Input name as input. For taking input, we have a function called input, which takes input, but it takes input in the form of string. You will get input in form of string. So in order to convert that string to integer, in order to convert that string function, string data type into a float data type, you need this conversions. We'll have a program for that. Don't worry. Okay. Now, can we just do the same thing for float? Like if I'll just copy down the same thing here. If I just write here, if I'm having like 2.3 and this is just 3.2, in place of writing this, what is the procedure? This is 2.3 and 3.2, both are string values, but if I want to convert float, I should write float and a the value of x. Yeah, x we are having, so let us write x plus. You don't need to write comma. If you want to print only x in float and y in float, you just have to place comma, but here we are doing addition and subtraction. Okay, so float of y and write here minus. See, you got float value, float of x and float of y. If I add both of them, it will return me a float value. Got it? Like, okay, I understood, but how it is different from this? Same as integer. If I just write here x plus y, and I'll do one thing. This is value of x and y. If I run this, see, x and y, I'm getting it as, see, 2.3, 2.2. Is it a weird thing we are getting? And the one which are getting after converting a string to now we are getting a perfect answer as 5.5. You can add just 2.3 plus 2 is 5 and 2 plus 3 is 5, so we are getting 5.5. This is how you can do. Even you can store here in place of int, you can just write here, just remove this hashtag, and you can write here float float, and you can just do add subtract to this. Okay. Yeah, one thing is there in Python, you don't like just have to do this thing. And remember, if you give extra space, you'll get an error. See, extra space, I'll get some error. So no need of giving extra spaces. Indent will call it as. No need of that. If I just write here, you know, 1 plus 2, still it will print and give me 3. You can directly use it as a calculator. Okay. So till here everything was clear, right? Whatever we have done, we have learned how to print a message. We got to know what are data types: integer, string, float, and boolean. Okay, how to find the type of data we are having. Okay, if I just write here one more cell, add a code here. Yeah, if I just add a cell here, print, let us write p equals true And yeah, Python here in Google Colab it just suggests you, see, directly it will suggest you p equals true. And if I just write print, see, it is directly giving me, see here, type p. It is also giving me suggestion, so you can do that. You can access that by writing just tab type p. See, this is a boolean data type. Okay, so this is how you'll get here. So yeah, if I write type here, if I just write type here, you will get boolean data type. Okay, this is so yeah. I hope everything was clear till here.